Okay, folks, 2016 Tiguan here. Owned the vehicle since 13,000 miles. It's always had the problem. It's now got almost 100 on it, 99 and change. So our problem was in the wintertime, the windows would frost up on the inside after a bunch of rain or snow. Or in the summertime, we get a bunch of rain. There would be an excess of water laying here, and you would open the door and it would like almost splash out right onto the ground. So another thing you'll see is in the wintertime, this little strip here, you see that gap? I don't know if that gap's right or not, but the other one doesn't have the gaps on it on the driver's side. But this whole little rubber thing here, if I can get my light on it here, so just bear with me. So the problem is that this gets frozen, and then this rubber here kind of pulls apart. But you can get it back in there in the channel. I'm not sure about it being a little bit shorter. I don't know if that part's been replaced before I had the car, and they put one that wasn't quite the right model on. But I'm going to go along there, and I'm going to use some of this black RTV gasket maker. So here's what I did. I took the inner door panel off. Inner door panel's laying there. I'll show you how that goes back on. And then I took all the bolts for this inner cover apart. I had seen online where somebody had said that their problem was that the seal around the speaker was leaking, or that this was leaking. There's a little gasket in here. Okay, so if you're getting that, now what made me finally take the time to pry this thing apart and pull it apart to see what was going on, I already did the driver's side. There were no problems with it. We started to get a moldy mildew smell. Okay, so this car also has the Vista roof. I keep the drains clean. I keep it lubricated because I know the problems that these cars have with the sunroofs. So I dug into this tonight, pulled it apart. What I found was, and I had to, when I had the driver door panel off, I took it outside and took the garden hose to it. And I put water on the outside of the window so it would run down in the door. I went all the way around the door, anywhere that the rain could get in. And here's what I found. I found a trace just by running my finger. I found just a little bit of water right here under the speaker. Now, some on the internet say that they have problems with the seal on the speaker. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but it wasn't in my case. So I got my hand back in there, okay, and my light's off right now. Whoops, my light battery has gone dead. So, let me get another one on here. Okay, we got a good light now. So if you look up in there, what I did was I worked my hand and I followed the water. And if you see that black square boot where the wire goes in, it is actually, it's the door wiring harness plug. The water was running down that wire inside there. The water was running down on that wire there and then dripping off before it would get to the speaker. So I think that's the problem. If you look close, you can see a little bit of that black silicone. So here's what I did. I found that this was all dirty, scummy, dirty. And so I cleaned it up with a toothbrush and some soapy water, wiped it down good, and then I used some of that black RTV silicone. You can see a little bit of excess there. So I'm going to do that. And then, just to be sure, along this seal here, along the bottom, especially here in this corner, I'm going to put a little bit of that silicone on there. Well, actually, no, I don't think I am, because that will cause this to not come off. So I'll close it up. We'll give it a couple months, see if that fixes it. You need a bigger Torx. I'm not sure of the size here, but all these little short guys, these are for your inner panel. And your inner panel, they go here. They go all the way around. And if you don't pay attention, like this hole here is the hole for the screw that goes in through the bottom of the inner panel. And then your door, your handle, the screw behind your handle screws in there and there. So you want to leave this hole and this hole open. Otherwise, you'll be taking the door panel back off like I did. These little pins here, if any of these come off and are stuck on the door, okay, these little holes right here, you just take one of these, if you have a Harbor Freight near you, one of these trim tool or Christmas tree tools, and pop them off, and they just slide back on there. You put them on. So I'll show you here the best I can this side. So this is your door handle, and you got a screw here, and then you have a screw way down here, and then this guy here kind of goes, you got to look at the tab here on the bottom. So this guy kind of goes in there and then comes out. So you want to start to pry with a non-marring tool. You want to start to pry up here. There's actually a little notch. There's actually a little notch right there on the back side. Okay, and that's right here. I'm not going to put it back on. Right here's where you start to pry, and then that'll just pop right off. And the tools that I used are this guy, this Harbor Freight plastic pry tool. You can use any brand or get it from anywhere. 2 Torx screws, a magnetic tip getter to get your screws out. I did use this guy to get these inner panel screws out here. Wiring harness. These just this one here is an in and out. That's for your window switch. This is for your speaker, and these are on the side. And then this little blue guy here is for your I think this is for your tweeter. Your door lock and unlock. This is the one that's a pain in the butt. So this goes through, and this little blue piece sticking up there will stick out through a hole. If you just take a small screwdriver or a piercing tool or a punch and just push on that a little bit and push the connector in and push that down, then it'll pop right out. So you have to make sure you take the tension off of them. And that's a common thing with the Volkswagen connectors. Now this is your door handle hook. You put this little hook in the handle, and then you pull this out, and that will allow you to pull this thing back, and this just snaps into place. There's a couple hooks there that you hook in, and you just pull that back while the cable's hooked, and it'll snap right into place. There's a little spot here. The 2 hooks go right here, and then the back section will lock in here, and your hook goes into that little hole there. All right, that's it. I'll try and get this posted. You want to look for, I did look for like mold or mildew or anything in the door, the back side of the door panel. I'm not seeing any. All right, so the video is getting long. I'm going to end her here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And if you have any questions, just comment below.